Describing it as a crime. What do you do for a living? I go to people's houses, cover our faces, strap them down, put them in a big truck, then bring them to this large building with lots of diseases and make them go in. I lure kids into my office with the promise of treats, but end up ripping out some of their teeth against their will and saying that we're out of Chupa Chups, so they'll have to settle for sugar-free lollipops instead. So, how's dentistry with everything going on? The masks make it a bit harder to work in their mouth. I carefully go into people's backyards and remove bits of their natural setting while attempting to leave no evidence that anything ever happened. Gardener, lawn care. Go to a building and vandalize paper. I'm a student. Didn't really know what to put. I'm a student theft of taxpayer money edit. Holding old people hostage until they tell you everything. Edit. Holding old people hostage until they tell you everything. You do that at work too. We wouldn't have to if the old people would write documentation. I help people circumvent copyright. I get them loads of free DVDs, books, CDs, games, and even help them get into parks, zoos, and other venues for free. Don't pay to go to that museum or baseball park. Come see me first. All you have to do is ask, and I can probably hook you up with any media that's come out in the last 100 years for free within a couple days. What to look up something you don't want your mom to see? Come and see me. Trying to sue your boss? Come and see me. Want to recall a politician, or overthrow the government, or learn loopholes to not to pay your taxes? Come and see me. No questions asked, ever. Now I'm very curious. What do you actually do? I'm guessing librarian. First, I spy on things using lenses and optics to get the best view. Then I try and grow what I've seen, Once I've got them to grow, I experiment on them. See what is best to kill them. When I know how best to kill them all, I dispose of the others by burning or steaming them to death. Microbiologist? Yes. I control the masses with sound waves that make humans suggestible to violent crimes and drugs. Mostly drugs. I promote promiscuous sex to further disease and unwanted pregnancies. I try to brainwash people and would love for millions to follow me, making me the most powerful influential person on the planet. Sometimes I incite riots and revolution. Yeah, no. Along with a bunch of other stuff. I'm a hip hop musician among other things. Lol, this was fun. This just reminds me of Handlebars by Flobbits. I can lead a nation with a microphone. I look at the data provided by our customers and check to make sure all of the private information is accounted for. I'll listen to recordings of phone calls I wasn't a part of and read emails not addressed to me. Facebook employee, call center quality assurance specialist. I force instruments into kids' hands, make them play it for hours in my room and hours at home. If they choose to not take the instrument home, I contact their parents. If they take it home but still don't touch it at home, I contact their parents. I even make them learn to take care of this instrument. And I contact parents when they don't, so that. Orchestra/band teacher. I'm involved in a money laundering scheme in which I funnel tens of thousands of my money through a legitimate institution. After a 4, hopefully not longer, year process, I get a piece of paper with my name on it. College student. I make people's business look sellable, cause they can't do shit. I rule the world by typing in a language only a few understand. I gather all kinds of personal and confidential data, like passwords, account numbers, SSNs, etc., from individuals and businesses, and then I use it to access their accounts, change stuff around, and even file official forms, as though I'm that person or company. For example, just this past year, I probably filed taxes as over 100 different individuals. Sometimes I don't stop there. I'll get their children's information and file as them, too. The businesses are the best, though. I take their information, pretend to be them, and then bill them for it every month. They just keep paying the invoices. The suckers. I collect people's data and provide statistical summaries to my employers. While developing and maintaining the software we use to collect that data, my wife handles packages discreetly. Not completely sure what my crime was, but I was forced into a prison in which you sit with 20 other prisoners, the prison guard watching and making sure you don't act up. After 50 minutes we get 5 minutes to walk to the next prison cell. Act up and you'll be sent to the prison warden. There are 30 minutes in the 7-hour day where we get to eat, but we are all combined in a cafeteria. Trying to leave early results in more time in prison cells, although lately we have been put under house arrest. I steal people's tax money and put it towards my own advancement, as well as support a major institution dedicated to making children pay money. Donald Trump. I take people's money to give them a slow and painful death. Job, McDonald's cashier. I follow young men and women around and learn their habits well enough until I can confidently sneak up on them when they are totally alone and then drug them and drag their unconscious body into my car and duct tape them to the passenger seat and just start driving west until we get to my remote safe house, where I drug them again so that I can set them up at the round table with the other people I've abducted. I create tools for the intention of dismembering once living creatures. I spend hours working on designs for the best way to do, and I'm good at it. You see, I began by cleaning the tools. Then I moved on directly helping the ones that did the cutting. Once you have spent enough time doing this kind of work, you can move on to the cutting itself. I did the cutting for about 5 years before someone noticed my talent and figured I'd make better tools for it. You climb little by little until with kind of work. It's wet, sometimes bloody, but mostly rewarding. Butcher. I facilitate the movement of tens of millions of dollars through a series of LLCs and pass-through companies to help the ultra-rich evade taxes. First, when I find my mark, I get them alone and extract as much personal information as I can, especially related to their families, their work. I find out where they studied and find out their hobbies, interests and things they like to do when they leave their houses unoccupied. When I have all I need, fill their heads with random bits of unrelated information to the point that they find themselves confused. Then I force them to repeat said information back, as if brainwashed, unable to say their own thoughts, only my commands. After each session I force them to sign paper after paper to cover my tracks. Then finally I send them back home and set them tasks, ones which only reinforce the things I planted in their minds earlier. They, oblivious, dazed, confused, hand me money for the privilege, ready to do it all again next week. What do? Long shot but therapist. I butcher live animals, blend their flesh into a soup, add caustic chemicals until their proteins, fats and carbohydrates are melted away, and all that's left is DNA. Then, I steal their genetic information and sit at a desk and analyze their family history. I take people's sensitive information like social security numbers, addresses, earned wages, tax exemptions, etc. and make sure other people know what it is. Mwaha. I take people's money and keep it in a safe place until they ask nicely for it back. But I only give it back if they can prove who they really are. I also let other people borrow money, but then make them pay me back even more money. I give hundreds of people their fix of drugs per day, sometimes even kids. No, I'm not a pharmacist. I destroy engineering jobs. My body stole genetic material from my husband's body, spliced it with my own, and now I'm in the final days of gestation before bringing forth a hybrid which I will then brainwash through nurturing, education and systems of reward to espouse the same moral and ethical code I follow. I have 5 minutes to con people into become my hostages as I drug them into a completely paralyzed sleep, take over their body functions, breathing, heartbeat, temp, etc. Closed bracket comma, and I control when and if they get to wake up. I work with a guy who likes to cut people, but he likes to keep them alive for later, so we do business together. I scour building blueprints for exploitable weaknesses and then force the owners to pay me to reveal them. I'm inside thousands of people's houses at the same time without being invited, telling them my prediction of the future. I go into people's rooms when they're sleeping and also go through their clothes in the CNA. I help criminals get away with crimes. Lawyer, close, paralegal. People come to me fulfilling their addiction. I sell a wide variety of things to help that buzz. I have it all: disposables, full setups, and even in the sold. You need it, I most likely have it. I exploit people's insecurities and weaknesses. I tell them a tale, full of hope and agony, with a twist of daddy issues. They see me every week and I teach them how to read and interpret the tale, so that they'll slowly convince themselves that it's real. I sometimes also seat them in a small black room, so they can tell me their dirty little secrets, and I take their money, since they are willing to give. Oh, username kind of works for this one. I study how to dose someone with a chemical to kill something inside of them, or cut parts of people which bother me. Hacking. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.